Sportscast November 12th, 2019. If you haven't yet, please subscribe on all our channels. If you haven't yet, please leave a rating and a review on iTunes. It will help us out tremendously. And subscribe on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook. You can watch, like us, and enjoy this amazing episode. This episode is brought to you by Mind Juice CBD. If you need some healing somewhere in your body, buy it today, and we'll have Victor Arocho talk about that, our official sponsor. NFL Week 10 was action-packed weekend. Lamar Jackson, unstoppable, and there's no more undefeated teams. The last one was the 49ers. And joining us to talk to us a little bit about the NFL and some CBD oil, Victor Arocho.
Hey, I'm excited. We've been gone for 2 weeks, so we're back.
2-week hiatus.
We're in red. It's Rutgers red, jersey in the house.
Redford, Miami Heat, because I'm going to the Heat game after the show. Here's the thing. The reason why Victor was out for 2 weeks because we had a lot of college football coverage. So when things happen, the schedule just changes. And we had a big game last week, LSU and Alabama, which LSU won huge. But we're back to the NFL, but things are going to get crazy in like the next couple of weeks. So Victor's going to be off and on, I think. But
I'm trying to work my schedule to stay on. It was just that one Tuesday, and we'll go from there.
Before we head on to the NFL, tell us a little bit, quick 30 seconds about your CBD Mind Juice.
All right. Well, we have an array of products, but the number one for me, right, why I got into this business is because I got bad knees. I hurt my knees. Long story short, I put this cream on, and within 2 minutes, some of the swelling went away, the pain went away, and I've been walking better than I have. I can't even remember. I have 3 operations on my knee. So we found the product, and it was difficult to get. So we decided let's open up our own company, a partner of mine. And again, we have a lot of great products, but this has really, really worked for a lot of people that were going through joint pain, knee pain. It's natural, anti-inflammatory. It has an analgesic, and it's here made in Miami. And again, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not doing this. I opened this company, but I'm doing this for me because one, my body, and 2, the responses I've gotten from parents and people that it's helped and made them sleep better. Again, everybody's experiences, but I really enjoy hearing the positive comments. So thank you for just letting me mention it. It's CBD. It's Mind Juice. It's legal. Has no THC. You won't get high, but it really works. And it's already coming out of local stores right here in Pembroke Pines, Gypsy Moon. Shout out to them. They're one of our first distributors, and we're about to distribute it all throughout the country.
And can you give a special deal for all the Sportscast listeners?
Yes. If you go to Mind Juice, M-I-N-D, juice like orange juice, CBD.com, and then when you go to order, there's going to be a coupon code. If you put the Sportscast, we will give you 20% off any of our products.
There you have it. CBD is the hottest thing right now. It's the hottest thing since crack. So go to mindjuicecbd.com, mention the Sportscast, and it'll do wonders. Anyways, let's get it back.
Don't associate it with crack. Let's just remember that.
I'm just doing that for you, okay?
I appreciate it.
Looking at the NFL, what a weekend, action-packed. Let's start with last night. It was a heavy defensive game between the Niners and the Seahawks, back and forth. The Niners were undefeated, but the Seahawks looked like they had more experience. What were your thoughts?
It was just, it's any given Sunday, right? So there were some interceptions. There were some drop balls. You know, you're playing against an MVP quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback and coach. You know, somebody's due for a loss, right? So I think this game was in Seattle.
It was in, I think it was in Levi Stadium. Let me double check.
Okay,
no,
but
might be in Seattle. Let me check.
So anyways, just the bottom line is, you know, Russell Wilson's having a great year. I mean, he's having a great year. San Francisco is having a great year. Their defense is incredible. And they're getting a lot on Garoppolo, but, you know, there's been teams that haven't had as great quarterbacks that haven't gone very far. And the ones that they're thinking are super great, they're not doing as well. And with a great defense, you could win. So any given Sunday, you're playing against a team, staying undefeated, staying up. Sometimes you want to get that monkey off your back, right? Everybody wants to break that record, but nobody cares. They care about the Super Bowl. They want to win the championship. So they got that monkey off their back now. The true test is going to see in San Francisco's next game, right? How they handle the next game is really going to tell you about the team.
The game was played in San Francisco, Levi Stadium. I don't think it made much of a difference, didn't it? Garoppolo had 248 yards. I hate to talk about stats, but it is what it is. Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but wait a second. If you're going to mention that, you got to mention how many interceptions, and then he fumbled for a score.
He had one interception.
Those are the problems.
Yeah. I bet you do remember Russell Wilson, don't you?
That's what I said. He's having an MVP year.
Yes. Underrated a little bit so far. People are looking at Lamar Jackson more than Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, not just in fantasy, but also in real life. He had 232 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Now, what I saw compared to, between Garoppolo, that they had like very similar stats, but Russell Wilson had the experience, the confidence.
The kicker missed a field goal for San Francisco, dude. They would have won the game. I mean, think about it. There's so many things that everybody wants to throw. They don't want to give a guy the credit. Russell Wilson has been named for MVP. His name has come up, so he hasn't been underrated there.
I don't think he might be number 2 or number 3 in my book, but I think right now Lamar Jackson is MVP, number 1 MVP candidate, and even LaShawn, the guy Watson from Houston is definitely number 2.
Yeah, in my opinion, Lamar Jackson's made some great plays, right? And he's done some stuff that you're like, wow. But he's improved. He hasn't proven to me yet. Man, I'm sorry. You've lost games. When you win a game, you beat New England, it becomes greater. You make one great move. The Deshaun Watson, I forgot who they were playing, but they game. And yet he threw the ball from inside the end zone for a first down. That was an impressive play to me, right? They still lost the game. But, I think they got talent. I'd like to see that talent continue. But, I think there's just too much talk when a guy does a spin move or something, makes a great play, no different than the Randall Cunninghams of the day. Michael Vick was one of my most favorite players to watch. But, let's see what happens because he still got some good quarterbacks out there. Aaron Rodgers.
He's also having an MVP season.
Russell Wilson. Those boys can play.
Yeah, he's also having an MVP season as well. Aaron Rodgers, a fantastic, maybe like with the new coach. Okay, let's get into the scores. Let's start off with the Giants and Jets. The Jets defeated the Giants 34-27. 2 bad New York teams, Vic. I don't.
It's just disgusting. As I have to bow down to the Jets because I'm just disgusted with that game. Just again, dude, they have no defense. They were talking about it this morning. There's no Justin Tuck. There's no LT. There's no Strahan. There's no John Paul Pierre.
There's no Jason Sehorn.
Yeah, it's just disgusting, man. So, and then they were winning against the Jets. Jones had a pretty good game. It was the battle of the shitty ball.
Daniel Jones has the most turnovers in the NFL as an NFL quarterback. Is that a red flag for you?
Okay, I don't know if it's a red flag. I think he's got talent. He need another year under this offense. I just, again, does anyone out there really believe that Eli would have done worse than 2-something? You can't get any worse than 2-something unless you're the Dolphins. And then the Dolphins won their second game. Look at Cincinnati. So I'm glad he's playing. He's getting experience. But is it an eye-opener for me? No, because, Eli's won and he had a lot of turnovers. There just seems to be something there. But when you got a good defense, that don't matter.
Eli had 350 yards against the Cowboys.
Yep.
Sam Darnold, 230 yards, 1 touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, 34 yards.
Dude, let's just skip this game. That game sucked, bro. It's not even worth talking about, man. Let's get out of it.
I love talking about this game.
Unless we got a listener who wants to talk about
this
it.
This is the best
smack.
game.
Just
best game.
That shitty-ass game, bro. That shouldn't even be on TV.
That's the best game of the weekend.
What's that?
That was the best game of the weekend.
No, Seattle, San Francisco.
Okay, Falcons defeated the Saints 26-9. What? Am I saying that correctly?
I could not believe it. I cannot believe it. Breeze ain't back yet, right?
You don't know. He is bad. Back. Yeah, he played.
He played?
287 yards.
287 yards?
Yeah, which is pretty impressive.
180 or 200?
287 yards. Almost 300. Let's round it out to 300.
What was the score?
It was 26-9. That's like 3 field goals.
How can you have so many yards and no points?
I don't know. The Falcons, they've been going downhill a little bit, but since they traded Mohamed Sanu, they've been doing better.
I'm just in shock, man. I feel bad for the quarterback that took them there to be able to take their first loss like that and get beat down by a shitty-ass team.
Well, Brian Hill, running back, he played. He started. He had 61 yards. No, he didn't start, but he came in for Devontae Freeman, who got injured. And he gave the Falcons 61 yards. Julio Jones had 79 yards. So, this Falcons team has weapons on paper. But I guess when they start, if they want to play, they'll play.
Well, like I said, this season's been kind of
weird.
It's kind of been weird. Yeah, I didn't think the Colts were going to do as good as they are. They did.
I didn't know Daniel Jones was going to start.
Falcons were going to be as bad as they are, and they are. It's just, I knew the Dolphins were going to suck. That's the only thing I was for sure about.
I was for sure going to say Daniel Jones was going to start this season, but I didn't know it was going to be this early.
Yeah, you did say that. It was early, but they still suck. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care who's in there. If you let the other team score more than you lose.
Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold? Who would you take right now?
Daniel Jones.
Okay. The Chiefs lost by a field goal, 32-35 against the Titans. The Titans is led by Ryan Tannehill, which I think that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, everybody gets good when they leave the Dolphins. Something's going on there with Kansas City.
Psychological.
I don't know what's happening there, but something's going on because that's, as long as they stay on top of their division, Andy Reid's a tough coach. They'll put it together. But, they're inconsistent. I mean, look how bad the Rams have gotten from there. So, I don't know what's happening with Kansas City. And the Titans have won some other games that were pretty good too. So, I picked them a few times.
Kansas City is 6-4. Titans are 5-5. A couple weeks ago, the Chiefs were the favorites or the top 2 in the AFC. Now people are saying it's Baltimore. And then a couple weeks ago, it was the Colts. But now the Colts have, they lost against the Dolphins.
So did the Jets.
But don't get me wrong. I don't want the Dolphins to win because now they're at the 4th slot for the draft.
It's easier for you to say that you ain't a player. I mean, how do you go out there and the players get penalized if they're dogging it. So you're going to penalize me for dogging it, but you try not to win? That's just some stupid stuff.
So it's hard to lose in the NFL.
Not if you're one of the greats in the NFL. I don't care if you're the 57th man on the field. You're still better than a lot of people in the world. So,
Ravens defeat the Bengals 49-13. Obviously, the Cincinnati team is now the number 1 slot in the NFL draft. They've been like that for 2 weeks. Is this Ravens team a force to be reckoned with, or we're just seeing smoke screens?
I don't think you're seeing smoke screens. I just, goes back to they're not as consistent as I thought they were going to be. So I don't know who's going to show up.
Ravens are 7-2.
They're pretty consistent. I mean, you can't. At 7-2, that's actually they're pretty consistent.
But if they go to New England, they'll probably lose.
Yeah, I mean,
AFC Championship.
They're a good team. Seahawks are a good team, and they were both undefeated, and they took their loss. I mean, that's just how it is.
Your Cleveland Browns defeated the Buffalo Bills 16-19 in Cleveland. It's one of those weird wins by Cleveland again.
Yeah, I mean, what Cleveland's third win?
Yeah, third win. They're 3-6, which on paper they should be, like 9-2.
But yeah, on paper, bull crap. You remember early in the year, and I told you there's going to be problems with Odell.
Yeah, Odell.
Right? It was starting to brew. And, his defense, it's not because of him. But, I mean, remember the first 3 games, he had less than 10 balls thrown to him. That's ridiculous.
He probably wants to go back to New York.
No, I don't. I don't know what these guys are, what their deals are. But, like I said, with Cleveland, I don't know. I don't know. Baker Mayfield is a guy that needs to watch what he says as a quarterback because, it's a lot easier to put a target on a quarterback than it is on any other player.
Have you seen Baker Mayfield lately with, like, his mustache and he looked all sad, his hair, like, not combed?
I don't know. Seasons like this can make or break a quarterback. And when I say that mentally, they got to have their mental toughness has got to come in somewhere, and he can't worry about the media, can't worry about. I mean, that's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong, but it's a tough position, tough sport, and you're in a town. Cleveland's got great fans. So we'll see what happens there, but.
I've had some thoughts that, yeah, you're right. I mean, if he doesn't show up this year or maybe next year, they could just move on to a different quarterback.
Yeah, he's got to. He's got to either come out strong or let's hope the rest of the season or next season. If he's having a tough season again, I think he's going to have an issue. Same thing with Donaldson.
Something to definitely look at, and the NFL is not for long for a reason. That's why people are saying. So we'll see how Baker does. Cardinals lose against the Buccaneers 30-27. Very low key teams, not playoff potential for now. But it was Buccaneers. They had their win of the season.
Yeah, I mean that's again one of those games that I don't know and let's see how Tyler Murray does, right? I mean he's kind of at least they haven't been bothering him, right? He hasn't been quiet. He's been playing pretty decent. Let's see how that goes.
He's doing okay so far.
Yeah, I just one of my favorite players. I think one of the most standout NFL players of character is Larry Fitzgerald. I've said that a lot of times.
Yeah, well, he's like 42 years old.
I just think he's 36. I hope he, that's one loyal guy. He hasn't been in pain, and he's definitely a Hall of Famer in my book.
You're a Hall of Famer in my book.
Oh, I appreciate it. You too.
Thank you very much. Get some mindjuicebd.com. The Bears beat the Lions 20-13. Gosh, you think the Lions could beat the Bears?
What's that?
You would think the Lions could beat the Bears.
Like I told you, man, this is
It's a weird season.
You either got team. It's like there's really good teams,
like the Patriots,
and then there's like really bad teams,
like the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I mean, this the Buccaneers, Dolphins, the Giants, the Jets, Cincinnati, Cleveland. I mean, I've never seen so many teams so bad.
I know, choking. Now you got like the teams that are like up like here and there, like the Bears are 4-5. Trubisky not living up to what I thought he might be. He's like a mediocre quarterback, just like Tannehill. Just not great, but not bad, but just mediocre, inconsistent.
When was the last time the Bears actually had like great quarterback?
Wow.
Even when they won the Super Bowl, my man, even though I loved them to death, McMahon, he wasn't that great of a quarterback.
They never had quarterbacks. They had like a great defense that led them. But besides that, I mean, gosh, no. I mean, Jake, who's the other guy? Jake.
No, the other guy was good from Vanderbilt. I liked him, but just never seemed to go well.
Dolphins beat the Colts 16-12. Second win for the Dolphins. In Indianapolis, of all places.
Let's move on.
But I mean, the Colts did not have Brissett. They had Brian Hoyer at 204 yards. That's more than Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Stop bringing up Jones. I don't give a crap about it. But, again, there's some better games to be to talk about and what's happening there.
This is a better game. Packers beat the Panthers 24-16.
Yeah, that's a better game. And Aaron Rodgers he's on fire, man. I'm telling you, he's dangerous.
He's gonna win the Super Bowl this year.
He's dangerous. I mean, all that smack they talk about him and the coach and him
and his girlfriend, Danica Patrick.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's his girlfriend. Yeah, they're good. And then the Panthers, what do you think is going to happen with Cam Newton?
I think he's I'm not sure how his contract is, but I think he's on his way out. This guy, Kyle Allen, is definitely impressing. Cam has too many injuries and maybe a attitude.
We'll see. You don't know. Maybe it's also tough, right?
But he'd be a huge free agent.
He's also got the build to come back and crush you.
I think he's banged up.
If he wants to, he can come back. He can come back on fire and go to a team. And I think wherever he goes to next, he'll help them. There'll be an upgrade.
I personally think he's banged up, so we'll see. We'll see where he goes. Maybe, not the Dolphins. We're gonna get a freshman quarterback. Steelers beat the Rams 17-12. Mason Rudolph.
Hey man, first of all, the Rams are just playing terrible. But I'm telling you, I love Tomlinson.
He's your man.
I look at what's the record?
5-4.
Okay, 5-4 winning record. Look at him and Gruden. Those are two great coaches. With all the crap they had, with all the stuff they started off, with the players they had, they're 5-4. It's a winning piece. They're not far from their division. I mean, at least I know the Raiders aren't. I don't know where the Steelers are. The Raiders got a chance to make the playoffs.
Raiders have a chance. Did they beat the Chargers last week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think they're in it to be able to a chance to meet the playoffs.
Gruden is a great coach. He's a mind. The guy is a mastermind.
They were questioning him earlier, right? And then he started coming back, and that, in my opinion, solidified his ability to coach.
His contract.
With Antonio Brown and all that stuff. So you got the East with the Patriots, and you got 6-3. Bills are showing that they can't play consistent. How come I only got one set of standings here? What else you got?
The Dolphins.
You got the East. You got the West. I'm telling you, the Raiders are 5-4, and Chiefs are 6-4. So they got a shot. And the Steelers are 7-2. I mean, Ravens are 7-2, and the Steelers are 5-4. So that let's see the next one. So look, the wild card is open. The Colts are 5-4, Steelers are 5-4, and the Raiders are 5-4.
Can you believe it?
I'm just saying, at least those two coaches, the Steelers and the Steelers and the Raiders, had a tough start. No, would you agree?
Yeah, they had a tough start. Of course, the whole drama with Antonio Brown, the Steelers with no Big Ben. So these teams are pretty much adapting to what they have, and also comes to great coaching, great leadership, something that Victor teaches on his side programs.
Well, if you look at the league, I'm telling you, it's either someone's 7-2, 7-3, or everybody's 5-4 under. That's crazy.
That is. Another big game this weekend. One of the biggest games. The Vikings beating the Cowboys 20-24. Saw the end of the game was really good. The Cowboys were coming back, but they couldn't close it, which is typical Cowboys. It was a pretty close matchup, wasn't it?
Anytime Dallas loses, I'm happy. So, I don't really in Minnesota beating them. Minnesota 7-3. Remember, I told you that's not a bad team, but it just goes to prove the whole NFC. The Eagles got a shot. The Giants won one game; they'd have a shot, but I wouldn't want them in there anyways.
Kirk Cousins.
The Eagles are right there with the Cowboys, and they're just inconsistent. As much as Dak Prescott, I think he's a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but so is Romo, and everybody was always on these guys. For some reason, Dak seems to get more positive review than Romo did, and I liked Romo. That's one. And two, did you hear what Jimmy Johnson said?
No.
Jimmy Johnson, the coach from the Hurricanes, coach of Dallas, wins 2 Super Bowls with Dallas, really won 3. because Barry Switzer took over a Johnson team. Switzer didn't really do crap, in my opinion. But he goes, I went 2 Super Bowls, I got fired. What the hell was going on with Jason Garrett?
Yeah.
That's what he said. I went to Super Bowl, I got fired. How is Jason Garrett still coaching that team?
I don't know, but I've been hearing rumors that Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma might take that job, or the guy that used to be the coach for Ohio State, Urban Meyer might take over. So we'll see. I think Jason has.
I can't imagine Urban Meyer taking over that team.
Well,
the only reason I say that is, look, when they, won or they went around, you either had, well, they didn't win at Super Bowl when Parcells was there, but Parcells made a difference, and then you stayed that long. Jimmy Johnson, they should have never got rid of him. And I didn't like Dallas, but I liked what he was doing. I liked Jimmy because of the Hurricanes. And they were phenomenal, that team, man. Even though I hated them, but they were still great. And they shouldn't. I bet you they would have won at least 3 more. Let's see, they won a third one. He would have won that one. They would have won at least 2 more Super Bowls with Jimmy Johnson.
Something to take a look at. Cowboys still have a shot. They're at 5-4, and they're still
the Eagles.
Behind the Eagles. So it's gonna be really competitive. I think Cowboys are probably gonna be into the wild card slide, if I had to guess.
Yeah,
you don't want to admit that, but
yeah, I mean, I don't really care, to be honest with you. But
I care.
Why? You like?
I'm an
Dallas?
Unbiased journalist.
How can you care and be unbiased? Like, I don't care, so therefore,
I don't care. I'm unbiased.
Okay, what do we else got next?
That's it. That was the last game. I mean, unless you want to talk about San Francisco and Seattle again, but I don't think we should.
No, that was a good game there. You got 49ers, Cardinals 3, Packers 8-2. Look at this. Look at me. These records are incredible.
You're incredible.
The Saints. I can't believe the Saints lost. Yeah.
Anything else before we head into game predictions?
Giants need defense.
Yeah, but that's not gonna. I mean, they can't fix that this year. They gotta wait till the draft or get some free agents.
Yeah, do something. I don't know. Just I'm disgusted. Oh, the last thing is they're debating whether to have Saquon Barkley rest out the season.
I think they should. He looked banged up. I think he's still hurt from that.
Well, if he's banged
sprain.
up, then I agree with it. But if he's not banged up, it's kind of hard, for a player to want to do. I'm telling you, it's difficult to want to sit, dude.
It is. I know he's very competitive, but at this point, I don't think the Giants are going to compete for a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
Well, we'll see. If he's hurt, I wouldn't play him. But if he's not hurt, you got to remember, the more reps you get, especially against the same conference, the better you're going to see the field later.
Well, there you have it, guys. That was NFL Week 10 recap. Listen into game predictions.
Yes.
Let's start off Pittsburgh at Cleveland.
Pittsburgh.
The Jets at Washington Redskins.
Oh, my God. I'll take the Jets.
Wow. I can't believe that. Jacksonville at the Colts.
Colts.
Buffalo at Miami.
Buffalo.
The Cowboys at the Lions.
I'll take the Cowboys.
Wow. That's tough. Texas at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Houston Texans at Baltimore. That's going to be a shootout. They might move that game for a Sunday night game. Arizona at San Francisco.
San Fran.
They're going to bounce back. The Patriots at the Eagles. This is a key game here.
Ooh, that's a matchup of the Super Bowl, no? 2 years ago? Nah, I don't know. I'm gonna take the Patriots. I don't think they lost before the bye, right, against Baltimore. So I'll take the Patriots.
And finally, the Bears at the Rams.
Bears.
There you have it.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it. Victor Arocho, tell us one more time about CBD, mindjuicecbd.com, and how can our listeners get a good discount on it.
If they go to Mind Juice CBD, MIND juice, like orange juice, CBD.com, and see if there's what you like there. Again, for me, I use it. I'm a big promoter. We have lots of other products, but the pain relief for before you work out, after you work out, your knee soreness is my number one product for me. And you put in the sports cast. Okay, if you put in the sportscast as a coupon code, we'll give you 20% discount off of any other products that you have. We also offer a 100% guarantee, 30-day 100% guarantee. So it's not.
So if you don't like it, you can return it and get your money back.
You get your money back.
That's amazing. And what is CBD? If everyone's trying to think, what is CBD, Victor? What is that?
It stands for cannabinoids. So we produce our own cannabinoids, the body. So it's an anti-inflammatory. So when you get injured, we produce our cannabinoids, and they're like CB1 and CB2 receptors in your brain. So it affects your system, your nervous system, and the receptors in your brains. So it goes in and attacks and it protects the body. So as you get older, you get more deficient in cannabinoids, and so CBD, by putting it on you, whether it's a topical or a tincture, helps you with certain it's been shown to help. I'm not going to tell you the results may differ, but it's been shown to help a lot of ailments. And it's been around for over 3,000 years. So it's not like something that we don't, it's non-tested. But that's, at the end of the day, it's made out of hemp or it's made out of a cannabis plant. Ours is purely out of hemp, so there's no THC. But it immediately reduces swelling, at least in what I've seen, reduces the swelling. What it's done for me, it reduces the pain. I just think that the market's going to be really large. I think there's more benefits from it. And I'm looking forward to more of the research because it's going to help a lot of people.
And there you have it. Go to mindjuicecbd.com. Put on the coupon code TheSportsCast. Get 20% off, which is hard to find these days. And you can only go on mindjuicecbd.com. You cannot find this on at Walmart, Walgreens, or Amazon. So
coming soon though to a lot of the local shops. I like dealing with the local shops in towns. So Gypsy Moon is one of them. And I got 2 locations.
And Victor, how can people reach you personally to talk to you about Jason Sehorn?
I like that's my man. You could reach me. My company, this company we started is secondary to my other company. My company works with entrepreneurs that are wearing too many hats and they're stifling their own growth. We come in and give them scalable plans and programs so they can grow their businesses. So you can reach me at Victor Arocho, AROCHO.com. That's Victor Arocho, AROCHO.com. Also Victor Arocho on YouTube or Twitter at V Arocho. And just hit me up for questions, sports, how to build sales teams and armies, and talk a little bit about the CBD craze. But just know that make sure you're getting the right product that helps you.
CBD is hotter than Bitcoin, isn't it?
It is right now.
It's the hottest new trend. Go on mindjuicecbd.com. Make sure you put it on the sportscast for your coupon, and hopefully you guys will get healed up if you need it, for athletes or for people that just are banged up knees. They worked hard and all their lives.
Necks.
What?
Your back, your neck.
You name it. Anywhere in your body. If you need some healing, the CBD does some miraculous things. And, of course, you can visit us on thesportscast.net, thesportscast.net for the latest and greatest. And go on our Twitter, thesportscast1. We're live tweeting news. Also tweeting on live games. Last week we had LSU and Alabama. We had some great responses. And, of course, this weekend we got Auburn, Georgia. Big game. Who you got?
I'm always going to pick Georgia.
Go Bulldogs.
That's right.
College football is getting interesting tonight. I believe in 2 hours, the College Football Playoff Committee will decide who is in the top 25. To be more precise, like the top 4. Who makes it? Will Alabama make it in the top 4 tonight? Some people say no.
They're not letting the season continue. They're going to pick who's going to go to the playoffs.
No, they're going to pick every week till the first week of December or second week of December. But they're
just picking the top 25.
Top 25. But this is the official. The AP poll is it's cute, but this one is the real deal. This is where your life is in someone's hands.
So what do we got? We got LSU.
LSU.
Right?
Well, as of last week, it was Ohio State number 1, LSU number 2, Alabama number 3, and number 4 was Penn State. Now Penn State lost this past week. Alabama lost, so they might move down. Clemson is expected to go up. We'll see. We just don't know what these guys are thinking.
I think Clemson should have never went down as far as they've gone down.
Well, they have a weak schedule, Mr. Victor Arocho. So that's the thing. But they have a big game this weekend against Wake Forest. It's not saying much, but it is a big game in their schedule. So, anyways, we can't talk about college football because we're out of time.
All right,
Victor.
So we'll see what happens.
Any closing words?
Well, we'll get looking for the next week. Let's get it on. Let's get some energy going on. Let's see what these people got to say.
Next week we'll find out what happened to the Patriots, what happened to the Giants. Anyways, Victor.
And San Francisco. Peace.
Always a pleasure.
Have fun tonight. Go Heat.